everybody. Welcome to On the Way Home Live. I'm sorry if my voice is a little off. It's because I've caught Howard's cold that he had this weekend. And that's that. So we are on, I believe it's day 6 of On the Way Home. And I can't turn that light on because it'll overheat my webcam here. August 7th. On the road at 7:30, we crossed the line into Kansas at 8:28 and a quarter exactly. Judging from what we have seen and heard of Nebraska, the southeast corner is quite good country, but taken as a whole, it is. I thought I read this already. Okay. It is nix good. I don't like Nebraska. Crossed Deer Creek at 11 o'clock. At 4 in the afternoon, we came to Marysville, the county seat of Marshall County on the Blue River. Here, there is a watermill. I'm sure I have read this. Capacity, 300 barrels a day. Okay. We saw many nice houses and 2 palatial residences in town. One is a massive brick fence. I think I've read this already, but I'm going to continue reading it just because I can't be sure where I left off. Okay. One has a massive. Well, thank you, Winnie. Around one is a massive brick fence around 5 feet high, thick and strong looking. On each side of the front gate, a large granite lion is crouching, and on each side of the side gate, a large granite dog is lying down. Thank you, Winnie. We drove 27 miles today and camped near the house where there were 2 men drunk. They had lost the bars off their wagon, wanted to trade horses, etc. Manley had a time getting rid of them without offense. August 8th. Started at 8:30. Soon crossed Little Elm Creek and Big Elm Creek and drove through the beautiful woods of elm, oak, ash, hickory, butternut, and walnut. Wild plums, grapes, and currants are abundant, and briars and wildflowers of all kinds. A rich sight. Crossed the Blue River again, a lovely river, so clean, always fresh and cool. We crossed it on a bridge. The bridge is about 300 feet long. Irving is a tiny, small town, but has, I believe she's about to say an opera house, with a round roof. It looks like an engine boiler. That's Marysville, Kansas. Then we cross the Blue again. Every time we cross it, it is lovelier than before. Improved land here is from $15 to $25 an acre. Can you imagine? I paid almost $13,000 to have my property enlarged from a half acre to a full acre. Half an acre. Could buy an 80 on the Blue Bottoms, well improved for $3,000. The bottom land is all good farms. The bluffs are stony. We camped near Springside, well named. There are springs on every side. I got water from a spring that boils up out of a solid rock, cool and clear. August 9th. Started at 8:30, awfully hilly roads and stony. We saw a milk house built of stone with a spring running through it. A splendid thing. Land in Potawatomi, I hope I said that right, County is $4 an acre and up. We camped at the edge of Westmoreland, the county seat. At supper time, we had company, some men, 2 women, and children. They are regular Southerners. We camped nearby, traveling north. Oh, they are regular Southerners camped nearby, traveling north to Nebraska or maybe Dakota, looking for work. August 10th, started at 8:30 and drove through the driest country we've ever seen since leaving Dakota. Went through Louisville, drove 3 miles farther and camped on the bank of the Vermil River. Vermil River. Some call it Stony Creek. August 12th. Today was not as monotonous as common. 3 immigrant wagons passed us going north, and one going north. Manley and Mr. Cooley took turns talking to the people. 5 wagons were going to Missouri or Arkansas, one to Arkansas and one to Indian Territory. We had good camping. We had a good camping place on a little headland by the river. I rode Little Pet a while bareback, not going anywhere. She was turned loose to feed. 2 immigrants talked to me, a young man and his mother in their wagon. They used to live in Missouri, went to Colorado, and are now going back to Missouri to stay. August 13th. Drove through St. Mary's. A pleasant town, but strange. It is altogether Southern and Catholic. There is a large, beautiful church with a pure white marble St. Mary above the wide doors and 2 white marble statues of mother and child in the yard. The houses are neat and pretty. It is a clean town. We drove to the top of a little bluff to look over the Kansas River, and there on the bottom lands we saw cornfields stretching as far as the eye could reach. Manley said he should think there were 1,000 acres in sight. On our way, Manley went to a farmhouse to trade a fire mat for some green corn for our supper. Now, green corn is what things have changed over the years, okay? People used to eat feed corn when it was raw, like fresh, like we would sweet corn. Only it's not as sweet, obviously. But they called that green corn. For our supper, and we had an invitation to stay to dinner and put our horses in the barn and feed them. The woman came out to make me welcome. Such nice people. And a nice place, everything well kept. Of course we could not stay. We could not be neighborly to them in return, and we must get to Missouri and settle before winter. At noon we went through Rossville, a small place, but just as we were going by the depot, the train came in. The engine frightened Prince, and he went through a barbed wire fence. He struck it straight and went right through it, end over end, jumped up and ran against a clothesline, broke that, and ran back to the fence. He stopped when Manley said, "Whoa, Prince." And Manley helped him through the wire. He had only one mark, a cut about an inch long where a barb had struck him. However, he got through so well is a wonder. Watermelons are ripe and plentiful. Oh, I love watermelon. Manley and Mr. Cooley bought big ones for 5 cents. I just paid $6.99 for a watermelon that big. We stopped by the road in the shade of trees, and all of us had all the watermelon we could eat. We passed Kingsley Station, 80 miles west of Kansas City, Missouri, and 558 miles east of Denver, Colorado. We went through Silver Lake. The lake itself is south of the town. It is 4 miles long and a half a mile wide, and trees are all around it. There is a place where a man rents boats. We camped in a schoolhouse yard. There was a hedge all around it and a pump by the house, besides a sycamore tree. 2 families going by in covered wagons stopped for water. They had been to Missouri and were going back home to dispose of their property in Nebraska. They were moving to Missouri. It is terribly dusty. We breathe dust all day, and everything is covered thick with it. Hey, Linda. And we'll do one more day, August 14th. Started at 8:30. Dust is 3 to 5 inches deep on the road, and the breeze is on our backs. So all the time we are in a smother of dust. Sorry. Along the roads are hedges of Osage orange trees, 20 to 30 feet high, set close together. They are thorny. Their fruit is like green oranges, but no good to eat for anything else. We stopped to eat dinner about a mile from Topeka. Then we drove on through the city. There are a great many colored people in and around it. In North Topeka, the streetcars are electric. In South Topeka, they are motor cars. The streets are asphalt and pavement, and it is lovely to drive on, so soft and quiet that it doesn't seem real. It gives like rubber to the horses' feet. The calks on their shoes make dents in it, slowly the dents fill up till the place is smooth again. We drove a block out of our way to see the Capitol, where they had all that war in the legislature. The building is handsome, but the grounds are all unkempt, not finished at all. We crossed the Kansas River on an iron bridge that must be 400 or 500 feet long. The river is like the Platte, not quite as wide, but full of sandbars. South of Topeka, a man gave us some late daily papers. He has 240 acres here, but his home is in Colorado. He has mining interests there. He told Manley that the fuss over silver in Washington made him lose $1 million. Now you think, if you can buy watermelons full, and back then they were like that, 40 pounds, 30 pounds for 5 cents. Can you imagine what $1 million would be? We camped by the side of the church. We camp beside the side of a church in dust. Thanks for joining me for On the Way Home. The diary will soon be, I don't know. There's more after the daily diary of Laura's diary. Anyway, folks, I'm going to be going live on our Half Acre Homestead shortly, so I'll see you there. I love you guys. Take care. God bless. Thanks for joining me. Mwah! Stay hydrated, okay? And don't overwork yourself in the heat.